Hello and welcome back to a new reading vlog. This week I'm like kind of excited, kind of really stressed. This is going to be my first week back in college and the first time in 2 years. I'm only taking school part-time, but I have school, work, YouTube, Etsy, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, dance. So I have a lot on my plate, but I wanted to take y'all along with me on this kind of week in my life reading vlog situation where my main goal is to read The Name of the Wind. Also, a quick disclaimer on my shirt. Yes, it says Skell is scared. Yes, I think it's hilarious. The Name of the Wind is about Kvothe. He is telling his life story in 3 days, and the first book is day 1, second book day 2, etc. And we get to hear about how he became this like world-renowned like magician essentially, and magician like wizard slash like renowned figure throughout the world. It is just such a good book. Yes, I have read it already, but I am annotating it. So I'm bringing along my little annotating pencil case. Today the plan is to go to dance practice, which I have to leave for in like 5 minutes. So naturally I'm always rushing the intro to these vlogs. Dance practice, step 1. Step 2, I have a performance, but there's like a 5-hour gap between like our dance practice ending and then our performance. So I have a little bit of time on my hands to read and draw my bullet journal a little bit. So that is the plan for today. And then tomorrow will be finding my classes at my college because I have never actually gone to college in a real classroom. So I have to like scout out the location. And then I have jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. Yeah, I have a busy week ahead of me, and the goal is to finish The Name of the Wind because this is the Wyverns and Words Book Club book choice for January, and I wanted to reread it before our live show discussion, which is in 2 weeks, but I thought if I gave myself a week, I could get it done early. That way it would be actually good because I'd be on top of my shit for like the first time ever. But that is all I have time for. I really have to go, like now. So let's get going. I never do transitions. Why am I doing that? I don't know.
So wipe off some of my makeup too.
I'm too dangerous for this world.
Okay, little update time. I went to Tom and Tom's, which is just a little coffee shop, but they have like more food, which is really nice because I really don't like their hot chocolate, because when I go to coffee shops I get hot chocolate, and yeah, they're not they do not make good hot chocolate. But I got fried chicken dumplings, which are super yummy and actually gave me a little bit of energy, which is quite nice because it is currently 4 o'clock. So I have 2.5 more hours before I have to actually like perform, but I do have a 40-minute drive. So, oh, it's 30 minutes. Okay, that's much better. So it's 30 minutes away. There was a RDP, or like a random dance play. However, I did not feel like going because I wanted to sit and read. So I sat and read, and I watched YouTube for a little bit too, because Julian Doodles posted a new vlog, so I watched about half of that before I have to leave. But I made it to chapter 4, page 35, and I read for about a half an hour, which you might be like, whoa, that is really slow for you, because if you don't know, I can read like about 100 pages an hour. However, since I'm annotating and it's a reread and I'm like annotating, it's mostly because I'm annotating, it's taking me longer, but I'm doing like little like leaf doodles on the top of like the chapter headers. Yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun diving back into the world of The Name of the Wind. Also, I really like the size of this book. It is so nice. I haven't got to the part where Kvothe starts telling his story. We just met the chronicler on the road, and it's just so funny, the whole scene. He's just like getting robbed, and he's like, well, this was actually surprisingly civil, all things considered. I thought that was hilarious. There are so many witty things in this book that is just like right up my alley in terms of like humor, and I really, really appreciate that. So I can't wait to annotate this fully. Already the tabs are looking so nice and they correlate so nicely with the cover. So I'm enjoying my time. I just know it's gonna take me forever to get through this though, since I'm reading it so slowly. I really need to go for Nina, my dance captain, does not yell at me for being late. So let us be off. I just got back from my morning jiu-jitsu class, which actually ran a little over because one of the guys stayed late to like teach me something. So that lasted an hour and a half. So it's currently 11 today, and I have some errands I need to run, like Amazon returns. I have to go to college and actually like locate my classrooms. And I did actually drop a class last night. I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my parents last night. We went out for dinner, and my dad was like, 3 classes, that's kind of a lot to get into. And I was like, no, it's just 3 classes. But then I was like, that's 10 like credit hours, and 12 is a full-time. So that's like 1 class away from being a full-time student. And I didn't really want to make sacrifices of like anything else that I was doing. Yes, I'm adding onto my plate, but I feel like if I was doing 3 classes, I would have had to sacrifice like YouTube or like the amount of reading I could do. So I wanted to just drop biology, because also I don't like biology. And I was like, I don't have to take this science course. Like, no one's like twisting my arm being like, you have to take this science course. So I decided to actually drop biology, so then I don't have to worry about like going back for a lab. And I'm just like, if I was gonna do a science course, I would do it when I was a full-time student, just because it'd be easier. Like that, or not as many classes. So now I'm just taking psychology and history, which are just gonna be a lot of readings, I'm pretty sure. So shouldn't be like too terrible, just a lot of memorizations, lots of reading. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I do plan on reading a little bit later on, but yeah, I need to look less dead and more alive. I also have some videos I'm filming. I've got to unhaul some books, so I'm excited, but I've actually got to get moving. I'm just a little bit tired because I did not want to get up this morning. I almost debated like skipping my first day of morning jiu-jitsu classes. And then like 15 minutes before I was supposed to leave, I was like, maybe I should just get out of bed. I'm glad I did though, because I had a really good class. So yeah, I'm glad I have this like, I have to get up in the morning to go to class type of mentality, because otherwise I don't think I would ever like get out of bed. I hate waking up in the morning. Does anyone else hate getting up in the morning? I literally despise it. I could be fully rested and still just not want to get out of bed. But yeah, let me go shower and then I'll update you when I end up picking up Name of the Wind whenever that happens. Alright, so you saw some clips of me at the Full Cup. I was actually going to go to the library, but today is a holiday. I don't even know what holiday. And I realized the library was closed. Luckily, before I went to the library and didn't waste like the gas of driving there, but I went to the Full Cup and I just drew in my bullet journal a little bit more, getting closer to completing that page, but I spent way longer there than I had meant to. I was there for like 2.5 hours. It was really nice though. I did some bullet journaling, I did some YouTube like thumbnail editing, and I even picked up a little bit more of the Name of the Wind. And something that is so nice about this reread is that I understand like the magic and the sympathy that Abernathy is talking about. Is that his name? Oh my gosh, I'm remembering names this time around. Who am I? But at one point he was like talking to his donkeys, which I thought was really funny and reminded me of like all the rangers and Ranger's Apprentice talking to their horses. So I'm convinced that Abernathy is actually a ranger. And I will take no further criticism on that. There are so many like little things that I keep like relating to Ranger's Apprentice. And yeah, my tabs, little tab update. I love the colors so much. And I'm like flying through the tabs. So I'm on page 90 and I've already used like quite a bit clearly. And so I ordered another pack of tabs because I've also already used these, like this tab pack. I can show you what I'm talking about. That's a whole concept, this tab situation here. I love the colors and I've used it before, as you can see here. I'm pretty sure I used it when I started annotating the Wise Man's Fear. Okay. Yeah, they were the tabs I started. Whoa, was that a spoiler? Okay, no. I was using them when I started tabbing the Wise Man's Fear, but then stopped. I like continued annotating it, but I didn't actually like tab anything. I can't wait to annotate both of these copies. To annotate the copy that I showed you that I got. Did I show you the copy that I got? Did I? Who is here? Someone else is in my apartment. My roommate has to start telling me when people come over. This stunning thing. I don't know if I showed y'all this. But yeah, I'm really excited to annotate and tab this book too. I know like I already did and I read it, like I finished reading it quite recently, but I think Tablet will be very, very fun. So yeah, I ordered new tabs. That was where I was getting at. But in terms of like book updates, I am loving it so much. Like there are so many like little lines that just are so funny to me that might not be funny to other people, but at one point he's doing like this mental like mind trick, and it's kind of hard to understand the magic, especially when you're reading it for the first time. But essentially like it's like a mind thing where he like is splitting his mind into two, for he can think about two different things at the same time. And there's like a mental exercise game where like half of his mind like hides a stone in this like imaginary house, and the other half of his brain has to like find the stone. It sounds ridiculous, but I swear it makes sense. Let me find it. So he's looking for the stone, and it reads, I remember one time I looked for the stone for almost an hour before I consented to ask the other half of me where I'd hidden it, only to find I hadn't hidden the stone at all. I had merely been waiting to see how long I would look before giving up. Have you ever been annoyed and amused with yourself at the same time? It's an interesting feeling, to say the least. Another time I asked for hints and ended up jeering at myself. That's so funny to me. And I don't know, I'm just like really, really enjoying this read. Definitely slowed down in terms of like how quickly I read, just because I'm annotating, and that obviously takes time, but literally I'm enjoying this so, so much. I have jujitsu and kickboxing tonight in reverse order, and then I'm probably, you know, the responsible thing would be to like learn the dance choreography that I need to, but I don't think I want to do that when I get home. I think I'll do that. That sounds like a tomorrow situation, but I'll update you later when I figure out what I'm doing. But I'm gonna eat. I have leftover pizza. I'm so excited. Good morning. So sorry for my morning voice, but I wanted to update you before I go to my morning jiu-jitsu class, and I didn't really update last night because I was really tired after my night jiu-jitsu and kickboxing class. So I ended up coming home, packing some orders, and reading a little bit. And I'm finally to the part where Kvothe starts telling his story, which is like my favorite part. I think it's a little slow to get into. I didn't realize like how many pages it took for him to finally start telling his story. But I remember I used to get a little bit annoyed at the interludes when I was reading this, and they don't annoy me as much this time. Like I kind of like seeing Kvothe in like current day and like the things that's happening between Bast, Kvothe, and the Chronicler. It's just very interesting. We just got to a really, really sad part, and like I knew it happened, but like rereading it still like really, really hurt. And it's like the beginning of his childhood basically. And I'm just really excited to continue reading this. I don't know when I'll have time today because I've got to do some editing and other miscellaneous things. But hopefully I can find some time to pick it up and read some more. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still annotating. Granted, like a little less now. I know I'll annotate a lot more once he gets to the academy, because that whole entire section just like I love so, so much. It's obviously going to be 5 stars because I've read it before, but I'm enjoying it almost even more the first time because I understand like the magic system and the characters and their motivations, and getting to spot like Easter eggs when he's talking about like things that he's done, and I'm like, I remember that scene. I remember when he did that. Hello, welcome to my kitchen where I dance. It's my studio. It's a, you know, 5x5 box. I used to dance in the living room, but then my roommate's mom gave us a bigger rug, which is like fine and dandy. Except for now I like trip over the rug when I try to dance in the living room, which sucks a little. So I'm in the kitchen instead, but you know, the kitchen just is a great place to have to dance. I just finished my morning jiu-jitsu class and I was absolutely brutalized today. I'm in so much pain, and I'm going back in 45 minutes for their noon class. So, you know, I just love pain. I was actually looking on the Name of the Wind group chat Discord server situation, and Maria and Marine were having some really good discourse, which made me so happy because like that's what I love to see in the Discord. And you know, I popped in once just because it's like hard for me to share my thoughts about something like I've already read without like spoiling too far into the future. So I don't know, that just brings me so much joy to see that like people are talking about the books and liking the book. So I think we picked a good one for our book club. Now I'm gonna practice my dance. I have to learn La Di Da. I don't know why I said it like that. La Di Da by Everglow. I need to learn 1 minute and 15 seconds of it for like a project with my dance team. So enjoy. This song's gonna be a bitch with all the like the very precise hand movements. What in the hell are they doing? Ooh. That is their left leg? Okay. This is great. I'm loving this so much. I'm on the floor. Here, down, circle, around. Okay, we're just going all the way. That is wrong. That's my foot. Hello. I'm on the floor. This is wrong. Oh, their foot goes that way? I feel like that's really bad for your hip. Okay, should we zoom in? Okay. This is what they are doing. That is what I'm trying to figure out. So let me just lay on the ground here. My hip does not bend this way. Ow, how do they do this? Oh my god, I do not have the flexibility. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not flexible, but I can't do it on that one. This hip is so inflexible, and that is gonna be a problem. Wow, this is so good. I'm a dancer. This is what dance looks like. They're sprawled all the way down. Oh, maybe that will help. No, that made it worse. I can't get my leg up. This is what my life has come to. I look like a crime scene outline. Okay, that's all you're getting of me dancing, because, yep. I will update you when I actually read now. So, you've got your content. I thought my outfit was really cute today, and I kind of wanted to show it off. So, it's very much giving, like, witchy vibes, but, like, I'm vibing with it. I love it. Hello, today's Thursday. I wasn't able to vlog yesterday because I got to class, and I wasn't going to film on the first day of, like, class, but then when I was going to do an update, I forgot. And then I got home from work and then I forgot again. So a couple updates. One, this has ended up in my room. I'll tell the backstory in a second, but I do want to address the humidifier because my throat has been hurting, which is another reason why I didn't update yesterday, because my throat was really scratchy. Today my voice is still a little scratchy, but it wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. Now this is like a running thing between my sister and I. We throw it in each other's rooms. When I used to live at home, we would like toss in each other's rooms, because we thought it was like the other person. So my sister thought it was mine, I thought it was my sister's, so we just kind of like threw it back and forth. And I got to the point where I finally like hid it in her room because I was sick of it ending up in my room. She found it, she hid it in my room, and then I moved out, and it's been like a back and forth game. So she came over the other day to take some books off my hands, and I found this. So payback will be coming. I will be hiding it when I go home at some point, but I thought that was funny, wanted to update. And then I wanted to update you on my book, because I've actually read a pretty big chunk. I'm on chapter 41, page 272, and it's funny because like I did the most amount of reading the other night and then did not update about it at all. So we finally gotten to the point where Kvothe is in university, which I didn't realize took up like a whole third of the book, of him like traveling to the university. I will say there are some chapters that I still like get bored on. For example, there was a person named Scarpy who was telling a tale about kind of the history of this nation and of kind of the world, I guess. And I remember the first read around, I was like, why is this relevant? I do not care. But now that I kind of know what it sort of ties into, it makes a little more sense. Doesn't mean I enjoyed the chapter, but it made a little bit more sense. My favorite character has been introduced, Simmons, or Simon, I think it's Simmons. He literally has the funniest dialogue in this book. I say he's my favorite character. I do really like Kvothe, but Simmons just has the funniest dialogue, as does Kvothe, but Simmons is kind of like comedy, like comedic relief. I don't know. I have quite like a few yellow tabs, and yellow is like things that made me laugh, or things that I think are funny. And so, yeah, I'm excited for many, many more to kind of pop up. I always am like, yeah, I'm still enjoying it, but like, I've read it before, so obviously I am. I'm kind of picking up a lot more things that I did previously. I'm able to keep characters kind of separated in my head, especially like the different masters at the school and kind of what their teachings are. I freaking hate Hem, not him, Hem. And to see him kind of get like embarrassed in front of the class because of Quoth, I thought was so funny. That scene just cracks me up. And then what it kind of led into happening with Quoth's education, let's just put it at that, was very, very satisfying and one of like the funniest things. At least the funniest piece of dialogue that I remember from my first read around, and to read it again, I was just like laughing so hard. I'm actually planning on going to the Full Cup today, actually like very soon, because I'm trying to beat like the high school kid crowd, because then they like fill up the coffee shop and there's no place to sit. So I need to leave like pretty soon here, like now, but I thought I'd update the vlog, let you know that sort of book update. In terms of life updates, in terms of like college and jujitsu, that sort of progress, classes, fantastic. I loved both of my professors. They were very funny, and it made me excited to learn, which is weird because I think from being so burnt out from education, like I've always enjoyed learning, but because of like the education system in America and like many places, you get burnt out by the time like you're a senior in high school. The last thing you want to do is go into like a higher education school and then have to work really hard and be stressed for 4 years. But I'm just excited. Like, I've never been excited for a history class, and I'm excited for a US history class, which is wild. And Intro to Psychology is going to be really interesting, which is also something that can be applicable in like real life. It's so fun. It's very refreshing to be in person. I'm very excited about that. And in terms of jujitsu, again, it's like more like mental stimulation, and I've never felt so like happy to like be mentally challenged in things. But between classes and jujitsu and like learning all this information, I'm starting to like get back in the rhythm of not feeling like an airhead per se. Because when you're in school for so long and you're constantly learning and gaining information, like your brain's constantly working. But now I'm in a job that I don't have to use my brain like at all. And it's just like rare that I have to like actually like put my brain to use in terms of like solving problems other than like life problems. So it's been so good, and I'm kind of rambling a little bit just because like I'm just so happy. And then jujitsu, I made a friend at the new gym I've been going to for morning classes. He's like my favorite person to roll with because like the way he teaches and helps is like very, very good. Also, he knows my YouTube channel because he was filming clips on a camera, and I was like, I like camera things. I want to figure out what camera he's shooting on and why he's shooting it. And we ended up talking an hour between classes. So on Tuesday, Thursday, there's like noon, like beginner classes. So we ended up talking completely through that, which meant I did not get any food. So all my classes were run off of a single apple today. We ended up talking about like cameras and all sorts of things. And then after beginner class, we stayed until like 2 o'clock, maybe a little past 2. Like it's 3 o'clock right now and I've done nothing but like jujitsu and talk to this guy about like various things. But it was so cool to get to talk to someone who like was talking about wanting to do like a YouTube channel. And I'm such a sucker when people are like, oh, I want to do YouTube. I'm like, I know so much shit. Let me tell you all this information. Hopefully he's not watching this one as I'm like talking about him. And I love talking to people who are interested in like videography, photography, YouTube, because it's like right up my alley and there's not very many people who can geek out about it. So anyways, I'm off to the Full Cup because I needed to leave like many minutes ago, but I ended up talking to the camera a bunch and said, I will see you there. Again with the transitions. Why do I do this? thought I'd do a little bit of a library book haul since, you know, you saw clips of me reading, and then I decided to go to the library because it is golden hour. The sun is right in my eyes, but the lighting is just so golden. I am really, really excited about the books. Why are you teetering? Just gonna slide you back. So sorry for the angle change. But I'm really, really excited about the books I ended up picking up. All of them I'm really, really excited about. Starting with the first one, which is The Queen's Gambit. This is probably gonna be the next book I read, just because one, it is so short, a little bit over 200 pages. I just finished watching the TV series and I thought it was phenomenal, and it kind of made me obsessed with the story, and I, of course, need to see what it was based off of. So I love picking up the original source material. I didn't actually know there was original source material, so I was really, really excited to figure out the other day that there was a book that it was based off of, and that my library had it. Made me very, very happy and very excited. Next, I picked up The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, illustrated by Jemima Catlin, and I originally had a different copy of The Hobbit in my hands, but then I saw the illustrated edition and I was like, it has pictures, I want it. So it's not like a picture book, but there are illustrations like scattered throughout, which I think is kind of exciting. And I don't know how I ended up on the spiders. No one wants to see that, but it's just so fun. And I thought it'd really add to my reading experience. And they're like bigger. It has a bigger font size, so it's less intimidating, and it's just so cute, so I'm kind of excited for that one. And then this last book, you can't judge me too harshly on, and that's Once Upon a K-Prom. I love K-pop, and I have enjoyed all the K-pop books that I've read so far, and I just kind of want to continue that, because then I can talk more about K-pop books. I picked up this one. Hopefully it'll be a fun time. I don't know what it is about like K-pop books and me not really liking the covers, other than XOXO by Axio. But K-pop Revolution and K-pop Controversy have just like set the bar so low. And I don't know, it's just like, I didn't look at the librarians. I didn't make eye contact with her when she was like scanning this book. I was just like, look at my other very like well-cultured, oh that's, okay, this one has pictures. My well-cultured, okay, that's a movie cover. My well-cultured reading, I swear. I haven't heard that much about it, which is how I kind of like it. But I heard about it existing and I knew I had to have it. So I picked it up. I also made, let me dig into my bag real quick. I made more progress into The Name of the Wind. I am now onto page 383, chapter 57, which is an interlude. And I do really enjoy stopping on interludes because it gives me like a nice like, okay, that's the end of that kind of section. And I said that so aggressively. Section? Goodness. I am trying to speak kind of fast because I have to rush off to night jujitsu because I happen to have today off from work. Well, I'm on call, so they could call me in. Actually, my phone vibrated. I should probably make sure. Okay, no, we're good. I have not been called in. If I start another sentence with, yeah, I'm still really enjoying it, I'm going to just delete my channel. But he recently did something, or he recently earned something that was essential to his art of being a musician. Yeah, we'll put it like that. Yeah, we'll put it like that. And that scene is one of my favorite scenes in the entire book. Chapter 56 is when it happens, like it ends, but then like the chapters prior to that is when it kind of begins. So chapter 54 to 57 are some of my favorite chapters in this book, which is so funny because I feel like a lot of people would think they're fairly unmemorable, but for some reason, it's such a satisfying few chapters to read. I don't know what it is about it, but when he earns what he earns, the feeling is so great and you can feel it for him. We're also being introduced to like a love interest, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the romance aspect of this book. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I'm not looking for like some sort of like satisfactory situation. Like I know that there's not a third book and I don't know what happens, but things have already been foreshadowed in the interludes of kind of what occurs. But we're gonna be introduced to one of my favorite but least favorite characters, and I cannot wait to hear people's opinions about them during the live show, because they are certainly a character. But I need to go home and get ready for kickboxing. Nope, jiu-jitsu. I don't even know what sport I'm doing tonight. Goodness. I need to go though because the clock is ticking. Okay, I'm back home and I literally have to leave in 5 minutes, but I wanted to talk about, I've been talking about my tabs that I've been using, and I will leave like an Amazon link of like where I got my tabs from, but I haven't talked about like, let me find something that's not spoilery, okay? well, that one's a yellow one. It's kind of hard to read. So I have been using some new pens that Primrosa kindly sent over to me, and this is their dual tip marker pens. I hadn't really thought about using like dual tip pens for annotating. This is not sponsored. They just kindly sent these to me, and I actually really love them. And I'm like really picky about pens that I like. Once I find a brand that I like, I stick with them for like a long time, and like Tombow is like case in point of that. But this is like the perfect size for annotating. It is 0.4, and so you can see here as a very fine tip that's really good for writing. I love my handwriting in it, and I found that I actually prefer using markers over highlighters, like pens over highlighters, because highlighters I just don't really like the look of anymore. So I've been using these pens, and this 100 pack is actually perfect because if you have a lot of different tabs, you can easily match colors to your tabs, which is what I've been doing with The Name of the Wind. I was like matching colors to the tabs, and I really enjoy them. Plus, if you also are someone who like has a reading journal and you need brush tip markers, there's also that option too. I always feel like such a beauty guru when I like put my hand to focus shit. I don't know. I haven't actually tested out the brush pen portion of it, but it seems like it's not like super duper flexible. However, that could also make for even like finer details with the point before you actually like bend to flex it out. I will leave a link to their website if you want to give these a try. Honestly, I'm really shocked. One, like the packaging is kind of beautiful. It kind of gives me Bridgerton vibes, which I kind of dig. I love Bridgerton. And they've just been like really useful with annotating, and I will continue to use these instead of the zebra mildliners to annotate. I'll update you later if I read, and if not, I will update you tomorrow. What are we doing, Katie? What are we doing?
We're watching our favorite show.
We're having
the Simon Hate Fest.
The Simon Hate Fest. We're having the Simon Hate Fest.
Anybody like Simon from the Mortal Instruments? Because if you do, I just want to have some words.
We just need to talk because I didn't actually mind book Simon, but damn, TV show Simon just gets on my nerves in a different way.
Simon irritated me. TV Simon is just even worse. So I'm having a terrible time. And they're like Simon-centered right now.
Oh, yeah. Just kill him. Stake through the heart. Here we go. 42 minutes plus like what, 10 minutes of ads. I have new hair. Look how pretty it is. I'm literally obsessed. And that's my update for this morning.
Oh, and another one. Oh.
Oh?
Where'd you go? Oh.
What is that?
There's no room.
Yes, there is.
I'm not.
Salem's lap, right there. Right there.
Just sit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll join.
Just a bit more.
So thanks.
And
Like, I got you guys.
Lavion roll filming. No.
Coworker has a trace chisel.
And then we'll cut it.
Whatever you. I feel. Oh, Lord.
Ooh, I want to do besitos. Besitos.
Besitos.
Besos para mis besitos.
Besos.
If I had a fandom name, besitos. Besitos. Caught on camera.
And scene. Transitions and scene. Oh shit. Oh good lord. Oh god, no. That's called demonetization. You can't be showing that.
Adida, take one.
It is now Tuesday, so it's been over a week since I started this vlog, and my plan was to finish it on Saturday or Sunday. However, I let you see some dance clips, some more dance clips, so you got double the amount of dance content in this vlog, which is pretty snazzy if I do say so myself. Unfortunately, Saturday and Sunday, I was just too busy to actually have time to sit down and read. Sunday in particular, because I came home from doing 5 hours of dance, an hour drive there, an hour drive back, and then I had to pack Etsy orders, and I had a bunch of like other photos I needed to edit. So that's what I ended up doing yesterday as well, which was Monday. However, last night I finally got caught up with all like the things that I needed to do and finished The Name of the Wind. Once again, 5 stars, obviously. And I will say, I did some decent amount of tabbing. However, you can kind of see near the end of the book, I started tabbing a little bit less. And that was kind of his adventures outside of the university, particularly like the last bit. There wasn't enough simming. That's all I'm saying. If there was more simming, I think I would have enjoyed the end of the book a lot better. I still did really, really enjoy it, but looking back on, since I like recently read The Wise Man's Fear, looking back, I think I almost enjoyed The Wise Man's Fear even more. I love this book, but then I love The Wise Man's Fear like on another level. So is The Name of the Wind truly my favorite book? Or should it have been The Wise Man's Fear? I'm thinking it should have been The Wise Man's Fear. This is obviously a fantastic start, day one of kind of his storytelling, and I forgot certain situations that kind of go down at the end, particularly the threat that is given to another character at the very, very end. And I just didn't know how dramatic it was. I was like, oh, we're doing that. That's so dramatic. But like, I get it, but whew, a little scary, scared me even. I seriously enjoyed going and diving into this book, being able to actually like mark up the book and mark some of my favorite lines and quotes, and just to be able to now tab back and read things that made me laugh just brings me a lot of joy. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I really, really enjoyed filming it. I think this is one of like my favorite vlogs I've ever filmed, and I don't think it's just because I was reading one of my favorite books. On that note, thank you to my lovely patrons for supporting the channel. Seriously, it means the world to me, and I really couldn't dedicate as much time to YouTube without your support. So I do really, really appreciate that. I'm just really bad with words, so hopefully I can convey it well enough to you all. Thank you for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Like I said, make sure you give it a like if you enjoyed the video. Lets me know that you enjoyed it, and lets me know if you want more reading vlogs. So hopefully more reading vlogs incoming. I think I've figured out like a way to film them to where I don't feel stressed about not filming. And I don't know, I don't know what it was about this vlog, but I really enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Toodles.